Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of What Does the Cat Say? Hope we all are doing well, and yes, I know I'm a couple days late. Big whoop, what are you gonna do, fight about it? Yeah, apologies on that. I don't know, just so with all the stuff going on with the move and just working my butt off and different things, completely just brain farted on recording an episode um over the weekend, which I think probably part of that too is because there really was not a whole lot again that kind of went on. Just yeah, just the usual thing, just seeing some different drama shit all over Twitter for VTubers and all the other usual stuff where a couple, well, this recent one that I'm not gonna really drop names for, that between two well-known VTubers. It's kind of interesting because it kind of just outed them both as being shitty humans. If one of them already basically immediately just abandoned their entire branding, I've already started to rebrand, which I thought was interesting. Um, yeah, no, nothing much going on. Still, just same old shiz. I have a new respect for people who are heavily pierced, with especially around their face. My lips are still in pain, so I finally got myself some different like piercing jewelry to put in my lip piercings, the snake bites that I have, and oh, it did not go well. Yeah, it should hurt. My lips were not as healed enough as I thought they were, and yeah. Oh, it just makes me like respect those people who have a ton of piercings. If you have to go do anything where they have to remove them, like good God, because yeah, getting the because like getting the ball like the balls that are on like especially these loops that I put in on was painful because they're teeny little things. I got big meaty claws for hands, and of course afterwards, after all the pain and suffering, I learned that there apparently is like these little like pens that have like little grippy things for like jewelry holders that you can buy. So of course one of those is en route from the web because definitely gonna do that. So yeah, that's been something for personal journeys. But yeah, no, it's something, and it just makes me like kind of thankful I didn't go anything more wild than the snake bite. Which again, for those who are not aware, that's the two little piercings underneath your bottom lip. Kind of glad I didn't go anything more intense than that. Though I'm kind of thinking I probably should have started with like an eyebrow piercing or something, whatever that's called. That would have been much more of an intelligent choice, but I am not a smart cat. I am, there's a reason why I call myself local dumb cat and stuff. So yeah, no, there's that thing. They had just more stupid drivers on the road while I'm doing my day job of ride sharing. Of course I should have expected that because it is a full moon, which, not gonna lie, before I observed it for like heavily working retail and customer service jobs, I got to tell you, like I originally went from like not believing that whole thing of like, oh, like the moon phases will affect people, blah blah blah. My God, what the hell? Right, sure. Okay, anyway, no, full moons really do fuck with it. I swear, like if you work retail or customer service or some kind of customer facing job, full moons do in fact bring out the crazies, like without fail. Without fail, it is wild. And also, my little comment of like, oh my fucking God. So while I'm doing this because I have an ADHD brain and need other stimulus, I am playing a funny horse game, or Umamusume Pretty Derby. I don't know why I want to keep saying Petty Derby. I mean, granted, some of these horse girls are petty as shit. But yeah, I've been playing that a lot just to kind of like chill off, like before going to bed. Also watching the anime, which okay, I thought the anime was gonna be kind of more cute and goofy. Got some heavy shit in there, like real heavy shit. Big F's for poor McQueen and Teo, and also playing this game too. I got told by a friend that if you try to do the career for Rice Shower, she just gets in bad moods constantly. Well, I can see why. I'm not gonna spoil why from watching season 2, but dear God, no. She's got some. She needs some. She's just the therapist because poor girl. But yeah, just kind of going through that, playing it. It's fun, definitely, still very fun. But yeah, and also what's great about it too is now is like my TikTok is filled with like a bunch of like horse racing shenanigans, Umamusume stuff. It's really fun and everything. Which that too, rest in peace, Grass Wonder. One of the horses that one of the racing horses from Japan who is shown in the game and the anime, unfortunately did recently pass away at the age of 30, which from kind of looking it up is a pretty old age for racehorses. I guess one of the oldest known racehorse after retirement stuff was about 33, so lived a good life and lived a good retirement. It is one of those few moments where strangers on the internet come together for an amazing thing, and it's just all the people kind of expressing like respect for the horse. And there's this new thing too I've been seeing all over Twitter and Reddit and stuff, where I guess it's like almost like it's called like W Place or something. It's a site where people can like go over a map and like draw over the map of the earth. And over in Japan, there's a gigantic tribute to Grass Wonder. And what's I think is amazing about that is normally when you do some of these big like open to the public type things, you got trolls and people who are gonna come in and try to F shit up. But no, it's actually gotten just better. It's literally a beautiful mural that people like work together to make, and then it's just everybody around it are just like expressing support and telling Grass Wonder to enjoy the great big field in the sky or whatever. It's like, oh, hey, for once the internet can come together and do some amazing stuff. But so yeah, it's kind of neat. And of course, there's people like me sitting there going like, why am I getting sad over a random horse I didn't know about until like 2 days ago? And then just I'm finding out all this funny stuff about different horses, and the one Japanese race horse that's in the anime and the game, Gold Ship. They are something and hilarious. And extra hilarious too that somebody from the same lineage, I learned about is a horse called like Silver Sonic. And apparently there was one race where like Silver Sonic went, and I guess once the race like started, this horse, he apparently like he dumps his jockey, so he's running down the track all alone with no jockey, and apparently was going actually along through the race, and of course the crowd was like, oh my god, this is hilarious, like cheered him on as he's going solo. And I guess at one point he tried to like jump over one of the railings to kind of get close to the crowd to like interact with the crowd, and one of his hooves had fell to the ground, and I guess for like 2 minutes was just completely motionless on the ground, and everybody was scared because unfortunately like horses, when they get injured, depending on the injury, it's a permanent it can be like a career or life ending injury. But yeah, no, come to find out, he like after a few minutes was laying on the ground, and like his like trainer and vets and staff coming over, he hops up and just started waltzing around like nothing happened. And come to find out, the fucking horse realized it just ate shit in front of tens of thousands of people, so it was literally just laying on the ground, sulking, like nibbling on grass. And of course, later find out that it's from the same lineage that Gold Ship, another like fucking just troll of a horse, is from. It just makes all the sense. But yeah, no, it's just interesting. But also speaking of like internet stuff as well, I am really starting to feel the need, after being chronically online for way too long and just kind of gaming a lot over the last like 10 years, I am feeling the need to try to start doing some major technology detox, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, what's going to help too is after the move for sure, because once I move back in with family, I am going to have 2 rooms that are dedicated to my dedicated to me. One of them will be my bedroom, and then one will be like my streaming and gaming room and stuff. Like my plan so far is basically is gonna be like the streaming room's gonna have all of my electronics and all that hoopla, and then the only electronics that I'm going to have in my bedroom will be my phone because I need it for alarms and just in case those can be like on the other side of this desk, like way the f away from me, and then maybe my smartwatch. Other than that, no other pieces of tech. I mean, and even actually for my phone, I might even like maybe not even put that in the room. I'll just have like maybe like a spare phone or something, or something for alarm. But if anything, it'll be like way the heck away from my bed, just so I'm not tempted. But yeah, no, I just need to get a tech and internet detox going type thing. The one that I'm still not sure about is like I have is where I'm gonna put like my kind of like my music hub. Because one thing I've been starting to do, because fuck Spotify, and I'm not gonna give them any bit of like facial scans or any of that shit. I've been setting myself up to be all offline with my music. And I've been downloading a lot of the music I've been listening to and everything pretty quickly, and like got all my good collection going and avail. Oh, well, shit! I wish I knew that. I'm just sorry. I'm still sitting here playing Umamusume, and I didn't even notice that I had a condition that I needed to be healed for. Right shower and fucking had a slacker, so she's out before. God damn it, this race is not gonna go. She's in a bad mood, and I like lost a lot of training days. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna need a major internet detox. So the music thing, yeah. So hearing that also just Spotify is shitty, blah blah blah. And it'll save me money too a little bit because I'll just start getting rid of some subscriptions and stuff with some of the media that especially like Spotify, and what have you. So right now, so I have a speaker set up in a room, and like I have like stuff set up for my DJ controller. So I'm trying to decide too if I want to put, like my music listening setup that's gonna happen in my like streaming room, or which I think I'm going to kind of say I'm yes about. Now I'm thinking about it out loud. Because I do need to use the setup with the speakers in the audio mixer I have to hook up my DJ controller to my computer for like DJing streams and whatnot that I plan to start up again once I have moved. So I guess that already answered my question. It's gonna be all there, but it'll be neat. It's gonna be nice, like some stereo that I've had that I as kids do. I commandeered from my dad like years ago, and it's kind of just now become mine type thing. Surprise, hand me down. So yeah, I have that. And yeah, then I got the audio mixer, so that way I can have all of the different like inputs, which would be my DJ controller, a record player, and then I'm gonna eventually get a dedicated MP3 player because those actually still exist. Or now they're called DAPs, digital audio players, but still MP3 players basically. Just so like my idea is that I got my L-shaped desk I'm sitting at right now that's gonna go into the corner as usual, and then I'm gonna have my folding table is gonna turn into like my little like music sector, and it's just so like yeah that'll have all my music, so that way if on just days I don't want to game, I can have my computer off even though I'm in the same room as it, and I can just like and I do believe there's gonna be a futon just sitting in there, what it's gonna be my stream room, so just sit on that and read a book or whatever. I want to get back into actually like reading books because I've picked up a few books over the years, but like I will admit I'm turning into one of those brain rots where my attention span has gone to pot. So that's why I want to start doing a bit of a technology and internet detox, and whatnot, which will probably I don't know, it's hard. So being a content creator, it's hard because like I'm like, oh, I'll just uninstall something like TikTok off my phone. But at the same time, kind of need to that for uploading TikToks. I mean, yes, you can upload TikTok videos from the web page of it, but it's like the app, because it's just the main thing people use, has a lot more like options stuff when you upload things. So if I want to add any kind of like auto captions, so see, that's where like I'm like stuck in like the conundrum where it's kind of one of those things where it's I want to uninstall some of these apps that are definitely not mentally healthy for me, but like I kind of in a way still need to keep them on my devices for content creating stuff once I can get back in the full swing of that. As I launch my phone to the desk, as you probably just heard. But the granted, at the same time, I guess one counter to that could be keep my phone always sitting in my like streaming room and not touched, but then always or like always sitting on a charging dock, and I just have my because if I keep my smartwatch on me, like it doesn't have access to all those apps. So like if like I got a notification or somebody's trying to reach me, I can just see on my my watch like, oh, somebody so and so's calling, messaging, etc. So I'll figure it out. And one thing that's gonna help with this kind of internet detox too is moving back in with family, with my parents and stuff, is they are in a small town in the mountains, surrounded by trees. Having lived in some kind of city setting for the last 5 years, it is going to actually feel great to just be surrounded by birds and grass. Like, I actually have this kind of renowned new appreciation for that kind of like living environment. Now, don't get me wrong, I still find there's some kind of allure of like having, living in the city. I think I've talked about that in one of the last podcasts where I do find like there is still some charm to the idea of maybe living in like, an apartment in like the downtown of a city above like shops, or in like a townhouse in a city, and I know they're usually considered low income, but like honestly, even in like one of those like brownstone like neighborhoods to like townhouses. But at the same time, there's also a lot of charm of just being out in nature and being away from that. Even though I grew up in that, being away from that for even just 5 years has rekindled my appreciation and want of like, yeah, give me like give me the environment where if I want to get fresh air, I can open a window and actually get fresh air. Where it's not city smell, it's not pot smell, it's just, and all I'm hearing are the sound of birds, leaves, and not cars constantly going by and people shooting each other and all that shit. I definitely have regained an appreciation for not hearing all of that, because all I'm gonna hear my parents would open my window is wind blowing, birds chirping, some bugs, and there's in the actually nature reserved like forest across the street on the other side of the street from my parents' house. There is a river like out there, and when it rains, there's like some kind of waterfall, because if you're really quiet, you can hear some roaring rapids, which I keep forgetting to take. I've been meaning to take that for years now, like before I moved and stuff, to go like hike through there and just see if we can kind of check it out. But yeah, no, that's gonna be nice, and that'll help too with like kind of like wanting to just kind of step away from the technology, except for when I'm like streaming and content creating and whatnot. But definitely make sure I pick some days off where like either take days off from doing job and stuff, and I'm just fully remove myself from any kind of technology. Will be very nice. Will be very nice. And I just want this move to be over with. Like, I'm at a point now where if it wasn't for just wanting to make sure I can make a few extra bucks to like to put myself in a good spot after the move, I honestly am so tempted. I'm like ready to just like reschedule my U-Haul pickup stuff to like this Friday and just get it over with. But it'll be smarter just to still keep it where it is for a few more weeks. But oh my god, just want it to be done with. I just want to be done with it, and time to wet my soul with actual water, because I need to get better at hydrating with actual hydrating liquids. But yeah, no, that'll be good. And then yeah, the music setup stuff will be kind of fun too, and just have a nice like audio listening experience. That's all offline, all one-time purchased, whatnot. Like I already did it on my phone. I have all remade all the playlists on my phone off of this one app I found that apparently is like the best like music playing app that's not like a Spotify thing. Because like Google Play doesn't exist anymore, so that was, or well, not Google Play, but like the music thing, the app doesn't exist anymore. So I got this one called Power Amp, which seems to be pretty good. And it, like, I paid for the full version already. It was like $8, and it was nice. Is that, hey, it's one of those ones where that's a one-time purchase. I own it for life, which is starting to become harder and harder to find for applications, because a lot of them like to be like, hey, instead of paying $200 up front, we're going to make you spend like tens of thousands over the lifespan of your year's use of it. Because we can. And then we hide the fucking cancel button on you. So, but yeah, no, having it all offline would be nice. Save a little bit of money. And whatnot. And fuck, I mean, I know the only other big, like, media stream thing that kind of ish that I pay monthly for, well, two I pay monthly for, is Twitch Turbo, and Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime, I am most likely gonna just full on cancel and never go back to. And also, I need to contact them, because I'm about to go full, like, kind of angry Karen on them a bit, because there have been, so in my city, there is an Amazon fulfillment warehouse and an Amazon distribution, delivery hub. On way too, like, hold on, let me see if I can even, like, see if I can actually quickly see how many of my orders in this past year or so have it. But with, you would think with all of those, both of those buildings being in my city, that, things would get here on time, especially since I'm paying for Amazon Prime and 2-day shipping. But no. Oh no, it doesn't show it as being late now, as I saw. But no, I've had numerous packages end up being like taking 3 days or plus to get here, which, I mean, granted, compared to like past time of that happening, that's not the worst, but like it's just wild that I pay for this shit. Like, I mean, with how expensive it is too now, being like $16.99 a month, before when it was like, used to be like 10. But the fact that now it's like gone up so much in price, like gone up at least 50-60% in price, or 50-60% increase. Anybody get fuck here 2 days? Like, what the fuck? Like I said, I'm gonna go probably Karen on the message. I'm gonna be like, hey, due to this constantly happening, like, I would argue that y'all owe me at least a month or two of Prime for free. But that's one of the streaming service thing with the Amazon Prime stuff. Probably once the not Hell of a Boss, Has Been Hotel season 2 comes out, I'll probably just binge that and then cancel, and then just deal with. I'll be patient. I'll wait the extra day, I'll wait the extra few days for things to be delivered. And of course, if it's something really critical, I'll go to a store. It's like, I'll just go to Walmart, and I'll just go to the grocery store, depending on what it is. Like, I'll be patient and whatnot. And then for any of the shows and stuff, like, either I just pay for a month of Prime to like watch a new season of something that comes out, like, like in the future, like Has Been Hotels, like season 3 and season 4, or for me with an anime, just put on my pirate cap, and movies too. Just put on my pirate cap and surf the pirate web. Because remember, if according to most of these things, especially video games, if we don't officially own it, then it's not a problem. Then it's not illegal to pirate, because it's not stealing if you don't own it. Allegedly in Minecraft. But yeah, no. So I'm starting to do that whole thing. We're starting to actually go like fully offline with a lot of my media intake, and whatnot. So that'll be fun though. Like though the MP3 player that I'm looking at is a pricey one, um that I'm like looking at, but it's also I mean it's a pricey one, but it's also a kind of bit of a fancy thing. It's not just a modern version of like a iPod Classic where it just plays music and call it a day. It's actually one that has like so it's called the Hi-Bi R4. So I mean, granted, the one I'm looking at is like kind of a more like all in one because it has Bluetooth and like Wi-Fi capabilities. So if I do decide to stick with, so like if I ended up wanting to listen to like a podcast on Spotify, or if I think potentially SoundCloud and stuff too, like has that because it's basically like a Android phone, or it has like an Android operating system. But the thing that's nice about it is it actually has like a decent like built-in, excuse me, furball, um, like has like an actual like built-in DAC and like audio playing like system inside of it. So it's actually like decent audio output as well. So it's not just so it's not just like a just basic things. It's a little bit of like it's like a still intro level, like intro mid level like hi-fi streaming setup type thing that's also portable. So that's the other thing that's nice about this too. Is besides something that most likely I'll just have just kind of docked right on the table for my streaming set for like my music setup to just play over my speakers. If I really want to, I can take it with me and listen to it like on the go. But for that though, really I'll just use my phone because my phone has enough storage. Like I'm not gonna like I think all of my like music currently on my phone, and like it only took up like an extra like 80 gigs of space, so but granted also at the same time, like once I delete Spotify off of my phone, I think the space will ease up because what's weird is even though I told Spotify that hey, I'm no longer having this media downloaded for offline like play, Spotify takes up a huge amount of storage, so which is like weird as shit. Oh no, never mind. There we go. It just took a second to figure out what the fuck I was doing. Never mind. I lied. It now didn't. It got rid of most of that. So it was just my phone was just taking a second to show the difference. But yeah, that's my next little venture into things with this stuff. But yeah, it'll be nice just to listen to music, read a book, sleep. That is the one thing I know I'm gonna do too. Is probably the moment I move. Is like the day after I move and everything is like get everything all kind of partly set up. Is I'm gonna take a long ass nap, long nap. But yeah, honestly, the thing with that though, yap for a little longer than I thought. Thought this was only gonna be like a 10-minute podcast episode, but let's see. Going through the spastastic brain that is me. Do I have anything else that I need to talk about or discuss that I wanted to discuss? No, hiatus, still going on for streams on Twitch. Gonna kind of work on some other little things too. With speaking of offline play stuff, that is one the headache I'm dealing with right now. Is I'm actually so on my computer itself, the Apple Music, which basically is just the original version of iTunes that lets you play music. I'm using that, gonna use that now as my media player, but I have to remake all my playlists, so that's gonna be a bit of an ordeal for when I'm streaming and stuff, which not a big deal. That's a nothing burger. But yeah, no, after the hiatus is over, probably take out next year, like. So even though my move is on the 1st of September, probably won't be till like the 10th or something. So or like a week after the week I move and everything, like stuff where I'll probably have my first comeback stream, which will probably be I'm trying to make a big thing, but yeah, get little things taken care of and stuff, and then get back at it, and what have you. So yeah, no, then yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up then for this episode. Hopefully this week can actually be drama free in the YouTubing sphere. Probably not, but we can dream. And yeah, hope you all have a good rest of your week and whatnot. And, of course, as always, thank you for listening and hope to see you next time.